सर्व वेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरम तम गोचरम गोविंदम परमानंदम सद्गुरुं प्रणतोस्म्यहम्. We have been trying to study Sri Shankaracharya's Viveka Chudamani, and last time we read up to Shloka 112. And the running context is that it has been presented as a conversation or dialogue between the Guru and Shishya. That is the best way to approach the sadhak's heart. And in that, the Shishya has asked certain questions. And the last question is how to discriminate between the non-self and the real self. And that the Guru has taken first. And the discrimination always starts from outside and gradually goes inside. Because the first thing which we confuse or wrongly identify is the external-most coating that is our body. And so the discrimination between gross body as a non-self and the real self was described in great detail. And then the mind comes inside and we can feel our Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira consists within that of certain layers, the Pranamaya, the Manomaya, and both these together are called the Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body. And nicely, the discrimination between the subtle body, which is not self, and our real self was described. Mind is taken to be self by not all people. Majority of the people are taking body as self. But the sadhaks definitely are able to discriminate and they take mind as self. And the mind is not self, is very important thing, and that has been discriminated upon. Now, when the mind is not self, what has prompted us to take the mind as self? What is the original cause of non-discrimination? And the original cause of non-discrimination is termed as Maya. It has been given various names here. Now, in this Maya, the function of the Maya is Trigunatmaka. And within Maya, Maya works in two ways. And then within the second way, three gunas take place. So now there, as we take from the fact side, Avarana Shakti is the first, covers our knowledge of our real self, and then shows us something else. The shows of something else is called Vikshepa Shakti. But we meet that first. We are seeing ourselves as body, mind, etc. We are seeing the world instead of Brahman. So that Vikshepa Shakti work is first we met with while going inside gradually. And so the Vikshepa Shakti was described not fully here, but Vikshepa Shakti was described first. Now we are led to the Avarani Shakti. How this Vikshepa can take place? How we can see the rope as snake? Because we are not seeing the rope. If we had seen the rope, we would never have mistaken it for a snake. If we had seen the sand in the desert, we would never have taken it to be water. And so many theories people propound because it is similar. Snake is never similar to rope. So the only cause of this Vikshepa is Avarana. Because we do not see the rope, so we mistake it for anything, not only snake. Sometimes the rope appears in semi-darkness as a stream of flowing water, sometimes like a crack in the earth, sometimes maybe like a stick. So the main cause of this is that we do not see the rope. That is called the Avarani Shakti, the power of that wrong knowledge, power of what is called Maya as the covering power. And so now our attention is turned to that in Shloka 113. एषा वृत्तिर्नाम तमो गुणस्य शक्तिर्यया वस्तु भासतेन्यथा सैषा निदानं पुरुषस्य संस्कृतेर् विक्षेप शक्ते प्रवणस्य हेतुः एषा आवृत्तिर्नाम. Now we are being connected with the Trigunatmaka function of Maya, with Avarani and Vikshepa Shakti of Maya. So we are told that Vikshepa Shakti is the Rajoguna of Maya. Vikshepa Shakti is coloring the world in some different ways. Vikshepa Shakti is making us restless or dynamic because of the Rajoguna. Now, the cause of this is Tamoguna. Sattva-guna will be described later on, and we'll find that in Shri Ramakrishna's terminology, it will be called Vidyamaya. So, now the Avarani Shakti is Tamoguna. Tamogunasya avrutir nama esha Shakti. This power is of Tamogun. Name of that power is Avarani, the covering power. Yaya vastu avahasati anyatha. So this gives rise to the Vikshepa Shakti. This gives the chance to the Vikshepa Shakti because we are not seeing the real nature. Because we are not seeing the real nature, because of which vastu avahasati anyatha. The reality. Is the reality which appears as something else due to its being covered. Due to its being covered by tamogun, we have seen that sattva tamo we have described in great detail, and we have seen that opaque is the nature of the tamogun. It does not allow us to see what is that beyond that lens. The lens here is Maya Shakti. So when our Swarupa is covered, then it gives the opportunity to the reality to appear in a different way. Saisha Nidanam Purushasya Sanskrite. That is the Nidana, the root cause. Sa Esha. Sa is Tamoguni Avarani Shakti. Nidanam cause of Purushasya Sanskrite, that the man transmigrates, is because his real nature is covered. If his real nature is not covered, if it is expressed, there is no possibility of its being undergoing transmigration. Vikshepa Shakti Pravanasya Hetu. And it is also the cause of the Vikshepa Shakti to come into action. Pravana. Vikshepa Shakti tends to do something only because of this Avarani Shakti. So in this way, the relational aspect between the two powers is being described, that because the nature of reality is covered, so it gives the occasion for Vikshepa Shakti to do something and then make the Vastu appear as different, and this becomes the cause of transmigration. So in this way, the Tamoguni Avarani Shakti is described. Now, wonderful shloka now. Who has this avarana? Who does not have this avarana? Except for the man of realization, except for the man who is really awake, everybody is under the grip of this avarani. So that is being described in 114. Pragyavanapi, Panditopi, Chaturopi, अत्यंत सूक्ष्मात्म दृक् व्यालीढस्तमसा न वेत्ति बहुधा संबोधितोऽपि स्फुटम् भ्रान्त्यारोपितमेव साधु कलयति आलम्बते तद्गुणान् अन्तासौ प्रबला दुरंत तमसा शक्तिर्महति आवृत्ति. Anta. Anta is an expression of pity. Shankar says pity. Pragyavanapi, a man who is intelligent enough. That means he knows certain subtle matters also. That is Pragyavan. One who has the insight, relative. One who has the insight into people's minds. One who has insight into understanding scriptures. So Pragyavanapi, Panditopi. Pandita means learned. Pragyavan is intelligent. A man may be intelligent but not learned. A man may be learned but is not intelligent. And learned people, we expect that they know. But the learned people do not know their real nature because there is a covering. So Pragyavanapi Panditopi Chaturopi, this third type of intelligence. He is not Pragyavan, he is not Pandit, but he is expert in worldly matters. That is Chatur. Expert in worldly matters. But he may be expert in worldly matters, but he has full covering. I remember here a story. One famous, I don't remember the name, one famous chain snatcher in England who used to boast that I had snatched chain from the Queen once. Then after several such incidents, the police were chasing him throughout the continent, Europe. And he was running here to there to here. And a place came where he could not escape. And he was caught. And he was jailed also. And he wrote a book there. And in that he wrote, I cheated so and so. I cheated so and so. Big, big names. I cheated the queen. But before all that, I cheated myself. So he's an expert in cheating people. But all this happens because he has cheated himself. He does not know that he is losing his character. He does not know that one day police will catch him. This is the Avarani Shakti. Chaturopi. For this Chatur, I give this example that learned people may be there, he is not learned, but he is expert in worldly matters. But as much as expert he may be in the worldly matters, he goes into that direction because his real nature is covered. If the real nature is expressed, we have got everything which we want. Brahmavid apnoti param. The very faculty of want vanishes from our life. We are eternally blessed. We are eternally aware of our real nature. We are eternally at peace. There is no want at all. But when it is covered, then all these problems are coming. So whether he is expert in worldly matters, Chaturopi, Atyanta Sukshmatmadri, that means he is not seeing the body as myself. He is not seeing the Indriyas as myself. He is not seeing the mind as myself. So, and outside world also. He is not satisfied with what he sees outside. Inside is able to go. The great example here can be given of Narada in the 7th chapter of Chandogya Upanishad. There he approaches Sanat Kumar and asks, revered sir, teach me. Sanat Kumar asks, what you know that you tell me. Then what is wanting that I will show you. And then Narad gives such a big list. All the gross sciences, all the settler sciences, as diverse as geology, mineralogy, dance, music, art, what he does not know. So he knows, he says, Mantravid eva aham, na atmavid. Mantravid does not mean words. Mantravid means the inner meaning of words. So I know the gross as well as the subtle sciences. But the only thing is that I do not know myself. So Avarani Shakti. Because of Avarani Shakti, the outside Sukshma, Ati Sukshma knowledge also does not help a man. So, Atyanta Sukshmatmatri, Vyalidas Tamasa, Tamogun has overpowered him. Vyalidas, being overpowered by Tamogun. All these appear very dynamic to us. But fundamentally, we see because of tamogun, they do not know themselves. That is the very function of tamogun. The fundamental function of tamogun is to cover our own real nature. That is our real nature, and yet we do not know it. That is the real nature of the world, but we do not know it. So the world appears something different, we appear something different. Basis that we do not know ourselves, basis that we do not know the real nature of the world. This is tamogun. So they, Pragyavan, Pandit, Chatura, Atyanta Sushmatri, all these are covered by Tamasa. Navetti Bahuda. Navetti, they do not know themselves. Bahuda Sambodhito Sutam. Now, teacher may come and tell him that you are the Atman. In so many ways, the scriptures are teaching us. In so many ways, the gurus are ready to advise us. And yet, even then, we do not know ourselves. So, and what we say wrongly, nobody teaches us that you are the body. Nobody teaches us that you are anything other than the self. Nobody teaches us that the world is real. And yet, we assume that. So, see the strength, Shankara is showing the power of the Avarani Shakti. This is very important. Maya, though, is na sannapi, na asannapi, you have seen. It cannot be called existing, it cannot be called not existing, and yet it has such a power to delude us. So the deluding power of Maya is being described, and the basis of this deluding power of Maya is that it has covered our real nature. Our own real nature is not visible to us. Our own real nature does not shine in our consciousness. And see what happens. Though we are taught, nobody teaches us the wrong thing, and yet we have that. And so many people, Vedic, Vedas, scriptures, gurus, they go on telling us in so many ways, and still it is so very difficult to come to our real nature because that is the power of the Avarani Shakti. Bhrantya ropitameva sadhu kalayati. That which has been superimposed due to Bhranti, delusion. Not that they are superimposing. Who are we to superimpose? But our perception tells us that it is superimposed. And the cause of superimposition is Bhrantya, delusion. Not that there is anything real there which can make us like that. How can sand have any similarity with water? If the water appears on the sand, it does not make it moist. So it is only Bhranti, Aropitam eva, sadhu kalayati, and we think that is right. All the so-called experts, the big scientists, philosophers, artists, and who not, their real nature is covered. And whatever they see, feel, touch, and hear may be very subtle, but that they take to be real. Sadhu kalayati, they experience it as real. Alambate tadgunan. And what they say is Trigunatmak Saturajatama. And they take resort to these three gunas. All the three gunas are there. They three gunas are not separate. I have shown you in detail. So the function of tamoguna is being shown, but due to the function of tamoguna, we do not see ourselves, and then we indulge in all the three gunas. Anta piti asau prabala. What is the power of this? Duranta tamasa. Duranta. Undescribable almost, this darkness. Powerful. Shakti Mahati. Terrible power. Avruti. Of the covering. So power of Tamaguna's covering is so powerful that it has produced a darkness, uncrossable darkness. Pity. What a terrible thing. Now, what more thing it produces? When this Avarani Shakti covers ourselves, again Vikshepa is being described. In the beginning, Vikshepa was described, and then we are told that this Vikshepa is possible because of Avarani Shakti, and the power of Avarani has been described. Now we come back to how the Vikshepa Shakti is playing in us and how it is playing. Abhavana va viparita bhavana asambhavana vipratipatirasya संसर्गयुक्तं न विमुञ्चति ध्रुवं विक्षेपशक्ति क्षपयति अजस्रम् अभावना. The Guru teaches the truth to the sadhak and he does not understand at all. It does not penetrate his understanding at all. That is the function of the Vikshepa Shakti. Viparita Bhavana. This also is seen. Guru is teaching something and the Shishya understands just the opposite. We see in the 8th chapter of Chandogya and also in Brihadaranyaka that Prajapati gave a declaration that the knowledge I will give you permanent bliss. So both the Devas and the Asuras were attracted. Who does not want permanent bliss, fulfillment of life? So Devata's king Indra and Asura's king Virochan came to Prajapati. They stayed with him for sufficient long time, and Prajapati took both of them to a lake and said, see your reflection. And you dress well, again see your reflection. You have seen the person in the right eye, that is you. He meant that whether you are dressed, whether you are not properly dressed, whether your appearance is like this or appearance is like that, but you are seeing that. And this consciousness he pointed out. But Virochana understood that Prajapati has shown if you dress nicely, you are good. If you do not dress nicely, you are not good. So body is the self. And he became satisfied, went back to his people and said that I have learned from Prajapati, he has asked to strengthen the body and decorate the body. So, Viparita Bhavana and Prajapati is the representative. Many of us misunderstand the Vedanta totally. Even big so-called Vedanti, I do not want to wish to take names, but they are pseudo-Vedantis. And they tell us, we need not do any sadhana, we are God. Deconditioning of the mind. Mind itself is a condition they do not understand. They put deconditioning of the mind. What comes as the last, they describe as if it has come. Anyway, so in our common language, we say Vedantir Badaja, indigestion of Vedanta. Ulta, Viparita Bhavana. All this is due to the Avarani Shakti giving up to Vikshepa Shakti. Vikshepa Shakti is making us understand the reverse of what has been taught. Sambhavana, Asambhavana. Next is Asambhavana. That means we understand the truth, but we say it is not possible to be like that. See how many people in the world says your Vedanta is all right, but is it practical? Your theories are all right, but is it practical? This happens due to Vikshepa Shakti. That we feel it is not possible to realize that. Vipratipatti. Some people end in doubt. I remember one of my friends, a professor of physics. So much philosophy he was telling one day. About 1 hour he went on talking. And at the end he said, but who knows? But who knows? So this Vipratipatti maybe, may not be. So these 4 types of wrong understanding takes place. We pray to God for knowledge, and that time we pray that please make our knowledge free from these 4 types of defects. So the 4 types of defects are the result of Vikshepa Shakti. Vipratipattir asyaha sansarga yuktam. Sansarga yuktam because they are in touch with the Avarani Shakti, that is Sansarga. Sansarga means being in contact with Avarani Shakti, Navimunchati, and it does not leave them, Dhruvam, forever. Vikshepa Shakti Kshapayati Ajasram. Then Vikshepa Shakti comes and continuously it goes on showing different scenes. So when the reality is not understood properly due to Avarani Shakti, resulting in not understanding, reverse understanding, giving the feeling of impossibility or doubt, when this comes due to our attachment to Avarani Shakti, and then Vikshepa Shakti comes into play, and Ajasram Kshapayati, it goes on projecting endlessly. Ajnanam alasya jadatva nidra pramada moodhatva mukhastamo guna eter prayukto nahi vetti kinchit nidraluvat sambhavadeva tishtati. Avarani Shakti, in the last para, last stanza, make it very clear that these defects are coming due to Avarani Shakti, and then Vikshepa Shakti is projecting things. So again, function of Avarani Shakti is being described, Ajnana. Ignorance, wrong knowledge about everything, Alasya. This other function of Tamogun, Avarani Shakti, laziness. Sufficient alertness is not there. Jadatva, inertia, not ready to change, not ready to understand, not ready to move about, not ready to make any effort. All these are due to Tamogun. Nidra, sleep. In Hindi, there is a couplet, madam, jo किस किस को याद कीजिए किस किस को रोइए आराम बड़ी चीजें मुंह ढक के सोइए for whom you will be anxious, for whom you will think aram is the rest is the best thing, cover your mouth and sleep. So this is all how tamoguna functions in our life, and we feel we are that is the fun. We will say, ask people, they will say, oh, constitutionally I am slack, constitutionally I am lazy, I am not as active as you are. So, Nidra, Pramada. Pramada means non-alertness, slackness in life, not doing things at their proper time. This is all due to Tamogun. About this Pramada, Acharya will tell you one place. When the Pramada comes, we are reminded of Sanat Sujati. Dhritarashtra was depressed, and to teach him, Vidura invoked his guru, Sanat Kumar. And the first question Dhritarashtra was asked, will you tell me what is death? Because he was afraid of his own death and his son's death. Sanat Kumar tells, Rajan, what you call death, we do not think it is much serious problem. But Pramada vai mrityu, or not doing right thing at the right time, that is we count as death for a man. And this sentence has been quoted by the great Shankaracharya in several places. So, Pramada, tendency to do mistakes, tendency to forget things, tendency of not being able to do what should be done at that moment. So, these are the function of Tamoguna. Mudatva, not able to understand things, deluded mind. Mukha means Pramukha. These are the chief characteristics of Tamogun. There are many other characteristics of Tamogun, Tamoguna. So, Tamoguna functions are Ajnanam, Alasya, Jadatva, Nidra, Pramada, Mudatva. They are the main functions of Tamoguna. There will be several others. Ete Prayukto. When man is under the sway of these, Naivetti Kinchit, he is not able to understand things. Nidra Luvat, always he is like a sleepy person. Sambhava Tishtati, like a pillar, as jada, as full of inertia, like a pillar. That is the extent to which Tamoguna functions in man. When these things are functioning, we should know that it is the Tamogun, it is the Avarani Shakti, this is not our real nature. So the discrimination being shown of Avarani Shakti, which gives rise to Vikhyapa Shakti. So the Avarani Shakti or Tamogun functions was described now. So we have dealt with Rajogun to some extent, we have dealt with Tamogun to some extent. Now we have to think of the Sattvagun and how Sattvagun is functioning in us. Now I have shown you that Sattvagun is always with Rajogun and Tamogun, our relative Sattvagun. And so, Sattvam Vishuddham Jalavat Tathapi Tabhyam Militva Saranaya Kalpate Yatratra Bimbaha Prithibimbita San Prakashayatyarkaiva Akilam Jadam. Sattva by nature, pure Sattva. Sattvam Vishuddham. If this theoretical, because Sattva in a man is always mixed. But if he can purify, if his Sattva becomes pure, he is like water. Yet, in conjunction with Rajas and Tamas, Sattvam Vishuddham Jalavat. Tathapi, even then, Tabhya Militva, because it is always mixed with Rajogun and Tamogun, Saranaya Kalpate. Saranaya means Samsaranaya. What we call samsara is transmigration. We are forced to take different births according to our karma, according to our desires. So this Saranaya Kalpate, Kalpate means makes us fit for. Makes us fit for. Though Sattva in its purity is like water, but being mixed with Rajogun and Tamogun, it becomes the cause of our, it makes us fit to transmigrate. Yatra Atma Bimba. Now, suppose Sattva was pure, in Sattva Guna is happening Atma Bimba Pratibimbita San. That is the nature of Sattva Gun. It will not reveal the self. it will reflect itself better. Because it is like water, clean water, peaceful water will reflect the light of the sun better. So, Bimba means the real self, Pratibimbita sun gets reflected. Yatra means in pure Sattva Gun. Prakashayati Arkaiva Kilam Jadam. Surya illumines all the material things of the world. Similarly, the Sattva, the reflection of the light, will reveal to us the world, reveal to us ourselves, not our real nature, but it reveals, it enables us to see the world. Because of Sattva Gun Shuddha, the reflection is there and that enables us to see, just like the sun enables us to see the whole material world. So that is the nature of Sattva Gun. But because it is mixed with Rajagun and Tamagun, it is not functioning in that way. So now we are being able to recognize everything so that discrimination takes place. So now he is telling the result of mixed Sattva Gun and then pure Sattva Gun. So mixed Sattva Gun, Mishrasya Sattvasya Bhavanti Dharma tu Amanitadya Niyama Yamadya Shraddha cha bhaktisya mumukshita cha daivi cha sampattir asannivrutti. Mixed sattva. Relatively, when the mind becomes pure, there is sattva gun predominate. So there is a question of predominance. The others are there. Others are there, so sattva gun is mixed. But when it predominates, then what happens? Amanita dhyan dharmas tu amanita dhya. Tu means what? Amanitatya dharma. What is Amanitatya dharma? References to Gita 13th chapter, Shloka 7 to 11. The purity of the mind which enables a man to see Atman, Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Shanti Rajavam, Acharyopasanam, Shaucham, Stairyam, Atmavinigraha, Indriyartheshu Vairagyam, Anahankara Evacha, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, Dukkha Doshanudarshanam, Asaktir, Anabhishwanga, Putra Dhara Gruhadishu, Nityam cha Samachittatvam, Ishtanishtopavattishu, Maicha Nanya Yogena, Bhakti Ravicharini, Vivikta Desha Sevitvam, Aratir Jana Sansadi, you can count. Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam, Tattva Jnanantha Dashanam, 20. 20 psychological merits have been described, and at the end, Bhagavan says, Etat Jnanam iti proktam ajnanam yadatu anyatha. So, whatever is other than this is ajnana, this is jnana. Shankar says this is jnana because this is the helpful to reveal Atman to us. This is the result of Shuddha, mixed Sattva Gun. Shuddha Sattva Gun will directly reflect the nature of the Atman itself. But even mixed Sattva Gun, so when these things are functioning in our life, we should not feel that, oh, we have won the race. We should only know that Sattva Gun is functioning now. Then next function of Sattva Gun, Patanjali has prescribed certain yamas and niyamas. What are yamas? General rules. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. I did not translate the 20 gunas of Gita. You can refer to any good English translation of Gita, please. Do go through that. If you want, if you press, I would translate. But let me enumerate today that this is 13th chapter of the Gita, Shloka 7 to 11. Please find out some good translation. Gita will be referred to again and again. So it is important to keep a Gita book with you while studying Viveka Chudamani. And in that Gita book, please refer to the English translation of Shloka 7 to 11 of the 13th chapter. Now comes the next, which Patanjali has described. Yama means general rules. Ahimsa, no ill feeling towards anybody. Satya, truthfulness. Asteya, not coveting or stealing other things. Brahmacharya, continence. Aparigraha, not keeping unnecessary things, not taking any free gifts. That is both meanings of aparigraha. That is yama, general rules. And then there are special rules. Shaucha, cleanliness, santosha, contentment, tapa, the tendency to live an austere life, and Ishvara Pranidhan, Swadhyaya, the study of scriptures or repetition of a mantra, and dedication to God. These are the niyamas, special rules. Now all these happen when the sattva predominates. Though the rajagun tamoguna are present, when the sattva predominates, this is what happens. Shraddha, further progress. Shraddha, we have described that what the Shastras are telling or the Guru is telling are the truth. Let me practice it. That Shraddha comes. And Bhakti, and then Bhakti, devotion, love for God, attraction towards God, that comes, and then Mumukshata, and the desire to be free. All these are the effects of Sattuguna predominant, though Raju and Tamogun may be there. Cha Daivi cha Sampatti, Daivi Sampatti, 26 qualities described in the 16th chapter of the Gita. 16th chapter of the Gita, 26 divine qualities are described. That is all the result of Sattva Guna, predominating. Please, as I said again, refer to the Gita, English translation. Count I am telling you, it is 26. So, Abhayam, Sattva Sanshuddhi, Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti, all these you will find that Shankar is referring to what are the things? 20 qualities, Yama Niyama, Shraddha Bhakti Mumukshata, as described in the Vedanta, and 26 qualities as described in the 16th chapter of the Gita, Sampatti, Asan Nivrutti, Vairagyam. The tendency to get away from things unreal. All this is the function of Sattva when it predominates over Rajogun and Sattva Ratamogun. So when these things function in life, we should know that this Sattva it may help us to go towards freedom, but it will not directly give us freedom. Then Vishuddha Sattva. If the Sattva becomes really Sattva, if the Sattva does not have Tamogun and Rajogun, you see how beautifully Shankar is analyzing everything. Vishuddha Sattvasya Guna Prasadaha Swatmanubhuti Parama Prashanti Trupti Praharsha Paramatmanishta Yaya Sadanandarasam Samruchati. If the Sattva is pure, we will get Brahma. That is what it is. If the Sattva is pure, then Prasad. Guna means the effects of Sattva pure is that Prasad. Prasada is the happy, tranquil state of the mind. Refer to second chapter of the Gita. And in various Upanishads, the term prasada comes. Dhatu prasada. So, prasada is the tranquil, blissful state of the mind. that comes as the result of Shuddha Sattva. Svatmanubhuti, it will lead to the experience of our own real nature. Your Sattva Gun, bereft of Rajagun, Tamagun, that is the divine Sattva Gun. If that takes place, then we'll have prasada, we'll have our own experience of our real self. Parama Prashanti, it will lead to the that Prashanti. Shanti and Prashanti, what is the difference? Shanti is ordinary peace, can be disturbed. Prashanti is that in spite of provocation or temptations, you are not losing your peace. That is Prashanti. And that also Parama Prashanti, the supreme peace. So that is the different names of the moksha. And that is the result of the Shuddha Sattva Gun. When Tamagun, Rajagun does not function, that means Triguna says practically. That means we get beyond this Maya that he is showing. And these mixed Sattva and Shuddha Sattva both have been described by Sri Ramakrishna as the Vidya Maya. Trupti, final contentment, Praharsha, always joyful. That is the main lakshan, that he is joyful forever. It does not depend upon anything for his joy. People may understand, misunderstand him. It does not depend upon anything for his joy. That is the result of Shuddha Sattva Guna. Paramatma Nishtha, step by step he is telling, Paramatma Nishtha means where he finds the real self, that he firmly holds to. He does not return back to the dirty sansara. Paramatma Nishtha, Yaya Sadananda Rasam Samruchati. So, Trupti Praharsha is described. Praharsha is exuberance of joy. But Sadananda Rasam, the Rasam is the thing which gives joy. The source of joy is called Rasam. Sadananda, always blissful joy. Samruchati, he obtains, he gets. So, this is the, while describing the three guna function of the Maya, he has described the Tamogun function, Rajagun function, and Sattva is describing in two different ways. Sattva predominates in presence of Rajagun and Tamogun. It prepares our mind to take a jump towards God, and then Shuddha Sattva is beyond these Triguna. Because Shuddha Sattva does not contain Tamogun and Rajagun, it is pure existence, as described in the first day. So the pure existence gives rise to not only reflection, but we get realization of God by that. So he has described now what is going to describe finally. He has described Sthula Sharira. He has described Sukshma Sharira. And the Sukshma Sharira is caused by ignorance or Maya. And Maya plays in two ways, Avarani and Vikshepa Shakti. And it contains three gunas. So the function of three gunas have been described independently, categorically. And then he says, Avyaktametat trigunair niruktam tat karanam nama shariram atmana sushuptiretasya vivaktavastha pralina sarvendriya buddhi vritti. Now this trigunair niruktam, the compounding of the three gunas, is called avyakta, undifferentiated. That means you do not see anything. Example is, he says, deep sleep. Sushuptir etasya vivakti avastha. Rajagun functions more in daylight, in dream also, but here Tamogun causes sleep. And this, the Karan of that, it is called Karana Sharir. What is Karan Sharir? I, that's all. In Sushupti, what is there? Now let us understand Sushupti. Then we will understand all this. What is the experience of Sushupti? We understand only through the memory of Sushupti in the waking state. And what is the memory? Please write down 2 sentences. I knew nothing. I slept happily. Find out whether this is the experience or not. I knew nothing. I slept happily. I knew what I knew. I knew myself, not my real nature. But I knew that there is something called I. Nothing. But I could not see any object. I could not see the difference between the subject and object that had coalesced into one. I slept means the Indriyas were not functioning, mind was not functioning. Tamoguna had covered me completely, happily. But I was enjoying the bliss thereof. I was enjoying the bliss thereof, showing me that bliss is my own real nature. And that real nature is described through Shuddha Sattva Gun. Understand this? Shuddha Sattva Gun is there, Mixed Sattva Gun is there, and they are reflecting. They could have taken us to Brahman had we been awake. So the Tamogun function or the causal body is the experience I. I am enjoying bliss, enjoying bliss. I am not Sukha Swarupa. I am enjoying bliss. I do not know anything of the world. That is the Sushupti etasya vivatti avastha. Manifestation of this causal body is in deep sleep. That karanam nama shariram atmana. That is called self is there. It has a gross body, it has a subtle body, and this is the causal body of this self. Pralina sarvendriya buddhi vritti. Buddhi here stands for mind. So all the indriya functions are stopped there. All the mental functions are stopped there. That is Sushupti. All the indriya functions are stopped. All the mental functions have stopped. Nivrutti, Pralina, they are subsided there. That is the causal body. That is the Karana Sharira, causal body. Now, सर्व प्रकार प्रमिति प्रशांति बीजात्मना वस्थितिरेव बुद्धे सुषुप्तिरेतस्य किल प्रतीतिर् किंचिन्न वेद्मि इति जगत प्रसिद्धे. Pramiti means of knowledge and knowledge. Pramiti means the knowledge resulting from means of knowledge. Sarva prakara pramiti prashanti. Eyes, nose, ears, everything, mind and everything is sleeping, is shanta. It is not functioning. Deep sleep is explaining. Vijatmana vasthitireva buddhi. Buddhi is mind here. Mind is present, but as seed, non-functioning. Mind is present but not functioning, so it is like a seed. And the pratiti, the feeling which is there is sleep. How we explain it? I did not know anything. Kinchinna vedmi. I don't know anything. Jagat prasiddho. It is famous in the world as I did not know anything. I slept happily. I knew nothing. So this I knew nothing is the expression which comes of that deep sleep. Now this is the I is there and mind is there in the beach form. Why we are sleeping? The Indriyas are tired, the man is tired. As soon as the Indriyas and man become refreshed, again we come back. Otherwise it is a very blissful state. But it can never be held permanently. It is ignorance. The cause, the root cause of all the transmigration, expression in the world. So, in this way, he has described the 3 bodies. One type of discrimination is Panchakosha Vivara. The other type of discrimination is these 3 bodies. blissful state and all that is relatively spoken of as we experience in deep sleep. Had we experienced this in the Shuddha Sattva, we could have realized God, but that is only the showing of the Shuddha Sattva function. Generally, the function we have is mixed with Rajagun. So all these are the possibilities of Sattvagun being shown, but in the causal body, they are all gone into seed form and we do not know anything. We do not know anything is a wrong expression, grammatically. We knew nothing because knowledge is there, but nothing is known. So, three types of bodies have been described. All this is unreal. All this is not self. He is trying to conclude the discrimination now. देहेन्द्रिय प्राण मनोहमादया सर्वे विकारा विषया सुखादया व्योमादि भूतानि अखिलं च विश्वम् अव्यक्त पर्यंतम idam hi anatma. So the discrimination between atma and anatma was being told. Self and not self, this is not self. Deha, indriya, pran, mana, I, adi, all the modifications, all the objects, the feeling of pleasure and pain also. Outside, the five elements, Yomadi Bhutani, Akhilam Cha Vishwa, and the whole world, Avyakta Paryantam, from the undistinguished, from the indiscrete matter, from that Paryantam, up to that, from the gross, subtle, and Avyakta, Idam, this is Anatma. This is not self. One more shloka we shall try to take. Maya Maya Karyam Sarvam Mahadadi Deha Paryantam Asadidi Anatma Tattvam Viddhitvam Maru Marichika Kalpam. Viddhitvam, you know this. Maya, that power which gives us rise to all this. Maya Karyam Sarvam, and its functions are all these. Mahadadi Deha Paryantam, Mahad is the cosmic intelligence. Deha Parentam, our body. So the highest manifestation is Mahad, the grossest manifestation, Deha Parentam, Asadidam Anatma Tattva. Two things are there important. This is not myself and this is not real. This is not myself and this is not real. What is the great difference? The Sankhya philosophers will also tell this is not myself, but they will say that this is real. And then that makes the whole difference. That makes the whole problem. So in Vedanta, Shankar clearly tells that this is neither myself, not real. Asadidam ananta tattvam viti. Know this. Come, maru marichika kalpam. Then now it appears just like water in the desert, which is not there, which is not the sand, which is not real. So like that, all these things total. Discrimination has been described up till the causal state and then told that all these three states are Maya and its products, and this is neither real nor yourself. This is you should know this, that it is just like a mirage desert. And so, this is discrimination completed. Then he will take to the next topic the topic was from back is going on, discrimination. Before that, the question is what is the real self? So after this, he will describe the real self. Up till now, he has described the non-self, which is not real. So here we stop for the day. 123 we read, and we have understood that the Shuddha Sattvagun is theoretically described to us God if we had cultivated that. But today, everything is in the seed form. And so, this is the Maya and Maya Karya, that which is not self, that which is not real, has been described in the Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and Karana Sharira. outside world, manifested and unmanifested world that has been described. Om Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tama Gocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyam. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanam.